Hi everybody, Mark here from Illawarra Education Foundation. Thanks for tuning in to today's video where I'm going to be talking with you about how to make the most of the home readers that your child brings home from school. So stick around. Now, speaking from experience, one of the most challenging things as a parent with your child starting school is you get a folder with a home reader sent home every single night. Now, usually schools will put in an instruction guide, but as a parent you think, I really want to make the most of this opportunity to help my child to read. So that's what this is about. Now, before you actually sit down and start with your child, please make sure that you are in a comfortable place. Make sure that your child has got a snack and a drink. So you can see here I have a cup of water, a piece of fruit and some biscuits. And make sure that you have set aside 15 minutes where you can really focus with your child on making the most out of this experience. Now, I'm going to be turning the camera around and I'm actually going to be pretending that you are my child, and that I'm actually going to be leading you through pretty simply about what I would do. It's just a suggestion. I hope it's helpful for you. Of course, we as parents need to do what works for us and our families. So I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for sticking around. Now, there are 4 steps that I like to follow when reading a home reading text with my child. The first thing that I like to do is I always predict what the book is going to be about, and you ask questions around that. The second thing that we do is I go through and I actually read the illustrations. Now, what I mean by that is we talk about what is going on in the pictures. While I'm actually reading the illustrations, I'm taking note of the key words in the text. So this page is talking about the spider having 8 legs. So you'll see the questions that I ask in relation to this picture, and I then continue and read the pictures. The third thing I like to do is I, as the adult, will then read the book from start to finish. And the last step is when I actually ask my child to read it. So there's actually a lot of parents would like to start with a child just reading, and that's when the parent will often help the child to sound out words or will tell words, and that's not a bad approach, but I like to try and scaffold, if you like. I like to actually try and give the child as much support as I can before the child will read independently. So watch how I do this. Of course, the first thing we do is we predict. So this book is called The Spider. What do you think it might be about? Now, I know that it's rather an obvious question, but children love getting things right. So when we go through this process, we love to set them up for success. I told the child the name of the book, and I even pointed to the picture of the spider, and the good thing is the child will then be really happy to say, this book's about a spider. We then go through and talk about the illustrations step by step. Oh, so here we have a spider. Let's count how many legs it's got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The spider has 8 legs, and I've picked up on the text here 8 legs. Oh, what do spiders do? Because they love to spin webs. So here we have a spider and is spinning a web in this door frame. And here it is, the web. Now the key word here is spin and of course web. So I've picked up on that when I talk about the pictures. The next thing that I will do is I will read and point to the words as I read. The spider. The spider. I'm a spider. I've got 8 legs. I'm going to spin a web. That's my web. I do just want to make one point, and that is that at this early age of reading, children will memorize the text. And that's okay. That is actually what we're trying to do. We are trying to get the children to memorize so many words, at least 100 in the first year or two. So for example, I'm, got, the, going to. These are all sight words. And so these books are actually designed to be memorized. And that is why we as parents, if we set them up for success, where we we predict the text, we then talk through, we explain and discuss the illustrations, and then we demonstrate, read the text for the child, all of that before the child reads, that will really help your child to develop confidence. Now this book is a little bit longer. Now if you have a child who is quite tired in the afternoon, this can be quite daunting to go through, particularly also if you as a parent have really not got a lot of time. So what I suggest you do is you, as best you can, you speed through the process of prediction, of explaining the pictures, and what you can do is, when you read it, when it's time for, so you read it, then when it's time for your child to read it, you can actually choose a page each or a chapter each. So it might be that you read this chapter, 3 pages, 4, and then your child will read the next chapter. What that will do, it actually tells your child that it's okay to be tired, and I'm here to support you. So I guess that brings me to the other part that I wanted to make clear today, is that when you have home readers, please try to keep the experience as positive as possible. The last thing you want to do is make it an onerous, a chore, something that everybody in the family hates, and you certainly don't want to be having arguments about it. So I really encourage you, if your child is just clearly not in the mood, that's okay. Alright, it's not a big problem. It might be that you just decide to read the text to your child, and that's fine. You just decide you'll try again in the morning at breakfast time. Maybe he or she will be willing to read then. If not, forget it, move on. There's always another day. Also, I encourage you, these are actually from my local library. I encourage you to go to your library. They have lots and lots of great resources. Of course, these are the home reader books. Again, ask your librarian what, say I'm after a level 8 home reader books for my child, and straight away I'm sure you'll be able to get your hands on some. So thank you so much for watching. I have a resource at your disposal. If you'd like to go to our website, please go and download some tips on helping your child with home reading, and please subscribe and please like this movie. Thank you.